I'm Jared Haynes, and this is Rogue Outdoors. Today I want to talk to you about the 365 XL High Performance Trio Target System. So this target that I got right here is the largest size. It's 48 inches. They do offer it in multiple other sizes, and I'll throw that up over here on the screen. And this is a backstop styled target. Now I want to get out of the way. This is one of my favorite targets that I've seen in this category. And there's a few reasons for that. One is going to be its weight. It's extremely movable. One person like myself can pick this up and move it. It comes in 3 different parts. So you've got the main black outer section, you have the replaceable insert, and then on the back side there's a little wedge that the replaceable insert kind of sits into to prop the whole target up. So if you're not able to pick it all up at once, it's about 98 pounds. You can easily disassemble piece by piece and carry this thing wherever you want it. It does not absorb water, so I've had this laying face down, and it rained the last couple days, and I wanted to see how this would absorb the water, and it has not absorbed anything really. I mean, the front layer is a little bit damp, but it did not absorb like deep into the target face. Another really cool feature with this target is going to be the center block. So the center block, just a second ago, had this large bullseye on it. But as you can see, it has all the different sides of a cube, and on each side there's a different target design. Now, a really cool feature with that is each one of these dots corresponds to the dot sizes that you would find at the Western Classic or Reading archery shoot. So you're able to practice the really close ones, intermediate sizes, even farther out, and then the 100-yard bullseye that you would find like on Sasquatch at the Reading shoot. Now, this particular side of the replaceable insert has been shot thousands of times so far, and the black coloring that they put on here for the bullseye and the line pointing to it has stuck perfectly well. As you can see, like there's very little distortion or like actual pieces of the target pulling out. Now this is broadhead rated, but I do not shoot this with a broadhead because I have a smaller target that's cheaper that I use my broadheads with, so that I don't wear this out as quick. If you shoot broadheads into this, it definitely is going to chew up the target faster. But I am using both competition target points and just normal screw-in field points and have not had any issue. Another thing that I really want to point out, and I'm going to show me shooting this at a few different distances just so that you can kind of see this from the actual distance point of view, but the coloring of this target is really, really nice. So the yellow with the black bullseyes on there makes it really easy at those farther distances, not only to see with your archery pin on your sight, but also once you get back to 70, 80, 90, 100 yards, practicing those longer distances, instead of having to walk up to the target and see where your arrow is hitting, I'm able to just use binoculars, or if I throw up my spotting scope right next to where I'm shooting, I can see my arrows really well. As where some targets I've noticed, either they kind of have 2 different things. So a lot of bag targets distort where your arrow is actually at because they allow the back of the arrow to move around. And so you think that your arrow hit here, but really it hit up high and the back of the arrow is hanging down. You don't have that problem. This holds your arrow nice and firm, so you can actually see that. And then some of them also, just the colorings make it harder to see the arrow. This color combo works really, really well, which means a lot less trips, having to walk from 100 yards up to the target, see where my arrows are at, and walk back. I do want to touch on price really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and shoot this target. The price, it varies anywhere from somewhere around, I think, like $400 something for the cheapest one, up to about $700 for this largest size. But this is a target that you're talking is going to last you years and years of shooting. And then you can replace that insert, like I said, if you ever need to. So the outside of this target is kind of a buy once, cry once scenario. And then the insert is somewhere, I believe, around $150-ish, and you replace that on and off. Now the XL portion, what that means in the title is this insert right here is 14 inches instead of the typical, I think, 11 inches that the smaller size is. I like having the bigger insert because I have kids that are shooting this target, and so I want to give as big of a chance for them to hit this and not be using up the outside. Although I will show you down here, there is a spot or a couple spots where I have hit the black portion of this and it stops the arrows just fine, and it is self-healed as well, but it is just something, you know, this is not what you're going to be buying to replace. This is a big bulk portion of the cost of this target, so use that up as much as possible. So let's go ahead and shoot this at 25, 50, and 70 yards and just give you a couple ideas of what the target looks like at those distances. We're back at the 25-yard distance, and I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. So at this distance, with the small bullseye, it's about the size of a 50-cent piece, I'm able to see where my arrow hits. I've got the phone scope up so that you'll be able to see that, but this is a distance that with just the naked eye I'm able to see. So go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay, that one looks like it's just a hair to the left. So let's go ahead and back and shoot 40, and then we're gonna go back and shoot 70 yards. We're back at 40 yards now. This is a distance that you are easily able to still see your arrow, so you don't need binoculars or a spotting scope. I do have the spotting scope up just so that you can see, because the camera makes it appear a little bit farther back than it really is. But this is a distance that you're still able to see it because of that coloring. And you have a huge backstop where you would have to miss pretty drastically to not have your arrow hit this backstop. So let's go ahead and throw this arrow down there so you can see. Okay, got that one down there. Now we're gonna go back and shoot one at 70, and then we will do the closing talk here. We're back at 70 yards now. We're gonna throw an arrow down there. This is definitely a distance that you would need a spotting scope or binoculars. You can still see the bullseye very, very well, and the contrast works great for the pin, but for actually seeing that arrow sitting in there, we're now past that point where you would need some sort of a optic to see that. So you're probably looking at about 55-ish, 60 yards and back, you're now gonna need some sort of an optic. Let's go ahead and draw this back and shoot it. Looks like that was just a tiny bit up and left to me. Now I was actually able to see that one hit because I watched the arrow the whole way, but it is right on that edge. So I just wanted to show you what I'm doing to be able to watch these, or what I've found to be the absolute easiest. You can do this with a pair of binoculars, but is I actually have just taken my spotting scope and hook the phone to it so that you can just glance over while you're shooting, look and see exactly where your arrows are hitting, and the target's just right back over there. Well, I hope you liked this review. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more content like this coming out soon. I just want to say again, this target I think is one of the better options that you can get when it comes to price, the weight, being able to move it around by yourself, which is huge. Some of the carpet targets, which I've used in the past, those get to be hundreds of pounds and don't really have good handles to move them. So once they get wet, they're kind of where they're at. This has really good ability for you to see the target at longer distances, as well as where your arrow is hitting. Like I said, this arrow is in here. This is the one we shot back at 70. It's in there solid so that you're able to see truly where that arrow hit and not have to wonder if the back is sagging or not. And the insert being able to be replaced and flipped to all those different sides makes it fun for not only games, being able to, you know, go back and shoot the Western Classic or Redding bullseyes at those distances, but gives you that fun edge of being able to compete with family or friends. So I hope you like this video. Please consider the 365 archery target if you're looking at something in this category. Leave me a comment on what you thought and if this is a target you think might fit your needs, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.